Welcome to the broadcast. This is a source of information on all things related to commercial appliances. Welcome all of you that are new to commercial and those of you well-versed in this industry of ours. Your host is Mike Reed, a technician who has been in the industry for 32 years, with his beginnings working in his family's appliance business based out of the western suburbs of Chicago. Get ready for a truly interactive broadcast. Have all your questions ready and prepare yourself to truly engage with Mike and discuss ideas on all things related to commercial appliances. Without further delay, here is your host.
Yo. Take that down a little bit. Welcome to the show. My name is Mike. My name is Mike Reed, and I am here to talk about commercial appliances. Here to talk about what's going on in the industry. Stuff is crazy right now. If you're just not coming in, I'm in Houston, Texas. I am a commercial appliance service technician. I service everything from hospitals, soup kitchens, grammar schools, all the way down to liquor stores, gas stations, and whatnot. But I want to welcome you all for being here on the show. Ooh, hold on for a second. We're gonna add some things so that we can have some levity, because this has been a crazy summer, and not in the good way, like I forgot, and I'm from Chicago. I forgot there was a movie called One Crazy Summer, but this ain't that kind of fun. Let's see who we got here. Yo, Max Tax, what's happening, brother? What's happening?
Mm-hmm. I'm proud of you. You know that. I hope you do.
Thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for being here.
Being involved and being active on his YouTube channel. Well, welcome back.
And being a contributor too. My apps, thank you for being here, brother.
How good of you to join us.
Yeah, I got the hat on today. Funny story about that. I think I might have mentioned it to you, but yeah, customers did notice the hat. A lot more than I actually thought would notice the hat. Yo, Ashley.
Being involved and being active on his YouTube
Thank you for
channel. Well,
being
welcome
here.
back.
Who else we got here? School OT 365. Thank you for being here. Hold on, let me give you these.
This guy gets it.
Thank you for being here. All right. And for everybody else,
Is there no one else?
and I think you guys know the answer to that. The answer is there is no one else. There's no one. I'm gonna have to come up with something basically saying, like it or not, I am what you got. Ooh, oh yeah, I forgot I got lighting. This time of the year, I normally don't have to kick up the lighting until later on in the show. I don't know how long I'm gonna go. It all depends. When you West Coast people start to chime in, because it's still a little early for you West Coast people. When the West Coast start to chime in, that usually stretches out the show. As always.
Anyone know the effects?
Get out your questions for now or forever. Hold your mother love in peace. Please, for the love of Scott Daddy, please don't wait till the 11th hour and then start asking questions. I'm going to jump right in. This goes against everything that Coach Greg Adams says and all that other stuff. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I wish they did. Hold on, let me show you something. Can't say I'm not a good host when somebody comes to my home. Check it out. Yes. Books, literature, American Gods, and Anansi Boys. So what's Anansi Boys? That is character. Anansi is who you see played by Orlando Jones. That is Anansi. That is Anansi.
This guy gets it.
So anyway, enough about that. Enough about the levity. And I do appreciate you chiming in and bringing up something, because yeah, all right. Hold on 1 second. Oh, nice. I definitely need to read these books. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think he had more than just these two. I mean, he did. Neil Gaiman has done a lot of books, and I think he has some more in that series. He also did. Oh man, I'm blanking. But Sandman. He also did Sandman. He wrote that. He's a Stephen King type of novelist, just for the fiction side. And Max Sachs, yes, True was in my area, not once, not twice, but like the owl from the Lollipop commercials, damn, a three. So True gave us the class on the ice machines years ago before they were released, and I had one of my dealers was a launch customer for that actual set of units. Then once the units were out in the market for about a year or two, they did another class, and then they've done round 3. So I've actually attended all 3 of their training classes. I have never serviced one, but I actually know where about like 3 or 4 of them are. So True is keeping a close eye on those units, and they actually go out and True actually goes out and they take a look and they monitor the units and all that good stuff. So and I hate to bust your bubble, but those units are equipped with remote monitoring, and you need to kind of be on the in, which really isn't as hard as what I'm making it sound like, because True is really, and I know they're not going to like me saying this, but they're really stretching themselves thin. True has sales reps, most of which are former technicians. Some actually are not, but the vast majority of their sales reps have technical knowledge. That's like one of their things. But it isn't their goal to go out and work on them. It's their goal to make sure they get larger companies to go out. Like I said on a previous stream, True has decimated Hapco. They really in a matter of a blink of an eye, Hapco is gone. They are completely gone from the scene of Walmart pharmacy. In my market, everywhere I look around, it's a white box. Everywhere I look, it's a white box. And those white boxes, if you don't know, like, you really got to look at them, but they're True units. 3, yeah, no surprise, Houston is a huge market, 4th largest city. Yeah, but not just that, but it's the first set of training wasn't announced. Where's some of my stuff? Oh, you guys gonna make me do this? Make me do this. Hold on a second.
There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know.
I think I know what it is.
But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know, we don't know.
Man, what the hell? Oh man, y'all gonna make me do this. Anyway, and I'm not mic'd up. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm wearing my Myco shirt. Hold on. Yeah, sometimes I run around, I look like a freaking NASCAR driver. I used to have and there's Myco. There's Myco right there. I used to have a training portfolio, training book that I used to keep track of everybody's training classes. Myco, Bun, but Frymaster. I used to keep track of everybody's goings on. Who the hell was this? Oh, Toastmaster, Henny Penny. I don't do this stuff anymore. This stuff is all outdated. A lot of this stuff is from 2019. Some is I was gonna say Gagano. The oh shit. This is from 2020. That's Champion Dishwashers. Stolting. This was years ago. Oh, that was 2023. In my years, that wasn't that long ago. Old Rationale. So I got old Rationale training schedules. This is 2020, but I got them going back to all the way back to like 2018. I actually have training schedules from the Rationale factory. Well, the Rationale location that they had in Vegas. Oh, there it is. So I really do need to update my stuff. Pitch some of this. Get this all straightened out. Damn, what year was this? Oh yeah, I did have some of this stuff. If you guys really do want to be on top of your game, you're going to need to go to Dallas, XLT stuff. But the reason why I'm going through this is I would often put the training certificate with the training schedule. And I don't even think they do multiplex. They used to do multiplex training in January. I haven't seen hide nor hair of multiplex training. All the anticipation they had for that is freaking gone. Man, where the hell is my thing? Oh, this is depressing. Oh, this is crazy. Now I gotta find it. Anyway, I'm looking at your comments while we're doing it. Because I got something to show you. As soon as I freaking find it. Some of the things I do involves me going and I don't have a sales team. So some of the things that I do involve me going around and presenting my information to potential clients and customers. Now that I live in a much further place from where I was, I have to get myself established where I am, like follow training and stuff like that. But I got this one, and it's got the freaking date on it, and I want you to see it. But anyway, I'll dig it out while we're doing this. Found them. So I'll go to different clients, and that is all the way from 2018. So True goes around the United States, and they'll have these training sessions that aren't generally announced to everyone. And so back in 2018, some of us, they wanted to make sure that we were on solid footing and that we were okay with everything that was going on as far as as far as the refrigeration side. I can say that now. And so I'll go around and I'll give them my clients. I'll give them that. I'll give them a copy of, like, True doesn't do dispatches. Not for me anyway. But I'll go out and I'll give them dispatches for, like, Continental. In my market, not really big on Norlake, but very big on True refrigeration, very big on Continental, very big on Hoshizaki. Hoshizaki kind of bullied their way into the market. And then unfortunately, we have quite a bit of turbo air. So I was always a backup for turbo air until their main guy that they have here retired. What the hell is it? So as part of my marketing, I will give these people a nice little spill about my services, some of the things that we offer, and then I'll back it up with certificates and that type of thing. And that will eliminate a lot of hesitation, a lot of them being unsure about, are these people going to be able to work on what we got? It's like, yeah. Oh yeah. We know a lot about the equipment. Probably much more than you know about the equipment. Hold on a second. All right, while I do this, let me show you guys what's happening in the market. So everybody wants to do a refresh. Smoothie King. Smoothie King is doing a refresh. This is a nice little segue into it. Smoothie King uses True. What is going to eventually happen is an addition of 1,500 new Smoothie King locations nationwide. So they are essentially going to more than double. So as you see here, they have 1,200 locations. They are dreaming, Trinidad and the Grand Caymans. They are currently, let's see what they got in the blog. They are currently eyeing 1,500 additional stores. And then on top of that, on top of all that, they are adding hot side. They've decided to join in. They decided to join in the fight. Hold on one second. It's going to be in restaurant news. All right, so let's go into that. Restaurant news. Smoothie King. Nation's Restaurant News is my source. Ooh, Smoothie King is doubling down on food. So in here we have the mock-up of what the new locations are going to look like. And so this is what they're going to be doing: avocado toast, eggs and cheese. So they're going to be damn near indistinguishable from Starbucks, damn near indistinguishable from tropical smoothie. I don't know if Jamba Juice, because Jamba Juice hasn't grown like they were supposed to. And fun fact, 52 years old. So they were the pioneer in this market. So now they want to serve food. Oh yeah, and then Starbucks is doing Starbucks wants to do smaller stores. I don't know if we'll be able to look into that or not. Ooh, oh wow. Ziggy's Coffee didn't do well in my market. I actually serviced them. The reason why I was able to service Ziggy's Coffee is because all their refrigeration was Hoshizaki Econo line. Any of you familiar with the Hoshizaki Econo line?
Anyone?
I will take that as a no.
Anyone know the effects?
Okay, so Smoothie King uses True. Smoothie King uses True. Some locations have walk-ins, but they use master built freezers. They use True refrigerators. They use Vitamix blenders and Hoshizaki ice machines. There we go. That's right. I gotta get it out. I'm sorry. I had to get that out. Hold on a second. All right, they wanna be difficult here. They want to be difficult. Hold on. Let's do this. Smoothie King new store design. All right, let's see who did an article on that. Oh, Smoothie King themselves. Let's see what they got. Yeah, they're talking about the new evolution. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this while I'm going through for the money shot, the reason why I'm telling you this is because Smoothie King is extremely, in my opinion, it's an extremely easy to get into chain. Now, I warn you, they try to take care of everything themselves, mainly because their current setup is very simple. A 1 or 2 door fridge, a 3 door freezer, and mainly they pack that 3 door freezer with the bananas and whatnot. All right, hold on one second. Their main concern, Smoothie King's main concern, is the ice machine. They've tried all kinds of things. All right, so this is CSA, change store age, Yahtzee. All right, here we go. So it is the same, but it's different. If you look at this picture, oh shoot. Oh, come on. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, Smoothie King updates the new store design, 200 stores in the pipeline. 200 stores in the pipeline. And they plan on going with 1,500 new locations. So as you can see here, they already started adding additional pieces. You're still going to have your blenders. You're still going to have your, they're going to add additional under counter refrigeration because now they actually have to have it. And you can see as clear as day, you can see the Hoshizaki from here. But their thing is, like they said right here, updated lighting, warm color palette, because it gives off Zayres. It gives off Kmart when you go in there. It's very unappealing when you go into a Smoothie King. It's not noticeable when it's busy. When Smoothie King is busy, you can't even see the freaking walls. What do you mean no? Max tax. Oh, I guess you were responding to something from a while back. So yeah, you can't even see much of your surroundings because it's usually like a bunch of people in line when they go. But yes, you're going to have the Hoshizaki. Now, it's a toss-up whether it's going to be a remote system or an air-cooled. But the one thing you can be certain of is going to be cube and not nugget. Now, what they've added is this appears to be a Turbo Chef from the picture. Now, whether they're going to go with Turbo Chef or Mary Chef, that's like up in the air. It depends on which one of the two is going to practically give away the units at cost. So their hope is to freaking give away the units. They sell an additional unit. They sell the parts because the parts are so damn expensive. And they make their money. They make their money that way. And it's also advertisements. So ever since Turbo Chef lost Subway, they are desperately trying to get their units in the faces of as many people as possible. Because, like it or not, Turbo Chef is the face of the speed oven. Love it or hate it, it is the face of the speed oven. Now, am I team I'm okay with Mary Chef. Mary Chef has taken me more under their wing than Menu Master has, but not by much. Not by much. So they're rolling these out in phases. So this you will see this very soon. When the money gets funny, that's when things start to change. So they want to reinvigorate the customer. The best way for them to reinvigorate the customer, excuse me, isn't by doing a bunch of commercials. I mean, they could do commercials, but they get better ROI, return on investment, when they go ahead and refresh the stores. And not only will refreshing the store create buzz, create this whole word of mouth, but the new menu items, adding this savory to the menu. So now, they can grab a protein shake, and they can get a hot meal. So they're essentially, putting on the gloves, and they're going in the ring with Tropical Smoothie Cafe, and so many others that are out there. And it's been time. It's well past time. So with that being said, get on board. It's time to go ahead and get in touch with your Smoothie King operators. Smoothie King has been, let me explain this to you. Smoothie King has been around so long, and they've had a consolidation amongst the ranks. The weaker operators sold to the stronger ones. And in markets like mine, it's nothing for one operator to have 66 locations. Now, this goes back to what I said before about the ice machines. So they try to have the kids not work on the ice machine, but do cleaning and put it back together. But they're kids. This isn't their thing. And they usually mess up something. Another thing that they tried was, instead of having each individual store clean the ice machines, they tried assigning certain kids to go around and clean the ice machines. Once a month, they'll go out and they'll clean it. That's their job, to go out and clean the ice machines in their area. And that failed as well. Often, Chad goes to the Smoothie King, and he gets distracted by Jane and Jan and Karen. It is what it is. You got all those kids working there at these locations, and it's not. It's rarely all about business with the kids, and they usually leave something off. They usually don't clean properly. They usually don't clean things, and then they end up putting in a service ticket. When they put in the service ticket, first thing they want to say is, "Oh, we know something's wrong because little Johnny went over there and he already cleaned the unit, so it's got to be something wrong." I go, "Well, was the unit working before little Johnny went over there?" They go, "Yeah." So I said, "Well, but now it doesn't work after little Johnny finished." They said, "Yeah." So I said, "It's something little Johnny did." "No, he knows what to do. He does 15 other stores." They have a big poster, but it explains to the kids how to disassemble the units, explains to the kids how to change the filters, because I got on the owners in my market so bad. So they all have filtration in these Smoothie Kings, 2-stage filtration. So the kids know to go in there and change it. They have a whole laminated poster, 2 or 3 posters stuck on the wall. So with that being said, do not be discouraged if Smoothie King tells you that, yeah, we have little Johnny, we have somebody in our organization that does it. Just agree with them, say that's cool. I'd like you to have my information anyway. They have to kick that information up. So they have to kick it up to the management team that's not on location. So there's local management that's responsible for that store, but there's also a team that handles all the logistics for the store, scheduling, AC maintenance and cracked floor tiles, getting the Vitamix fixed, security, dealing with the security system, the whole nine. And those are the ones that you need your information to get to. You even though you don't know which group owns which Smoothie King, you just keep hitting them. You just keep hitting them. In fact, let me see. I need to make a kit. So some of the organizations, hopefully some of the people are still there that remember me, to go and work on some of these. Some of these locations did not have rooftop access. And I found that to be kind of annoying. And then Smoothie King is kind of annoying because prior to this new change this new direction that they're going in, their whole operation revolved around ice. So if the ice machine was down, they essentially didn't have anything to sell. Not like what they got going on now, where they're going to be selling paninis and everything that you got with Tropical Smoothie. Like, this is my stuff for Tropical Smoothie. Everything you got for like Tropical Smoothie. And the reason why I decided to focus more on Tropical Smoothie than Smoothie King, let Smoothie King go, was, yo, L to the what's happening, brother? Thank you for contributing to the show. The reason why I decided to spend less time with Smoothie King is just their lack of willingness to take care of the refrigeration, door gaskets, and the mullions and everything, and the constant misunderstanding of the Hoshizaki. I cannot begin to tell you how many times Hoshizaki ice machines were having burned wires at the point where it was connected to the main power. And that had nothing to do with Hoshizaki. It was the third-rate people that Smoothie King was having connect the ice machines. So, especially this time of year, it would be nothing for me to get at least a couple of calls from different Smoothie King locations because there was a fire, or there was smoking, and then, ice machine doesn't work. And then I go ahead and climb up on top, pull off the top lid, and sure enough, there'd be charred spots up there on the cover, or in that little channel where the incoming voltage lines were. Fun times. And the common response, so I'm gonna tell you this so you don't get caught off guard. Well, it's been working just fine all this time. Yeah, man, current causes these problems. The wires get brittle, the little tape that they put up there gets brittle, and it starts to make contact, or they put the wires too close together, and the heat that generates between the wires, and it starts to arc. Things happen. and you showed them the photos and they see all the black and they called you because they had a problem. But it's Smoothie King. With them having more equipment, with them having hot side now, that is your end. That is your opportunity. I don't know. It depends on which one they go with. If they go with the Turbo Chef, I believe has a mini panini press. Hold on, let's see. I was just saying this to an operator. Just matter of fact, just today about the freaking Turbo Chef accessory. Oh, let me make this bigger. All right, let me take myself off. And L to the man, thank you for being here.
Being involved and being active on his YouTube channel. Well, welcome back.
All right, let me see what accessories. So what I'm trying to get at is the accessories. The accessories for the Mary Chef. They have these splatter-proof guard, silicone guards. They have. Hold on, let me see what we got here. Oh man, they have so many. They have all these different accessories, and they have a panini press, and that's something that Chipotle went to. They started to go with the Mary Chef because they wanted the panini press. That is actually an accessory that goes inside. Let's see if it's under resources. What the hell? Maybe it's. Where the hell is it at? Oh, my order is ready. Rest. Resi. All right, let me just Google it then. Let me Google it. All right, it seems to be there. It seems to be there. Okay, so this is something that, come on, man. The Turbo Chef, man. They got, this is, of course. Of course, it goes to Mary Chef. Because Mary Chef is the one. What I'm trying to get at is, this stuff is not set in stone yet. Panini kit. Let me see if it's in here. So they do have it. They do have it. So the Turbo Chef didn't make a liar out of me. Turbo Chef didn't make a liar out of me. So what you're looking at right here is the answer to having additional equipment. Kibiru, what is happening?
How good of you to join us.
My experience is the usage that my customers give them, I don't really have many issues with it. Because they switch their units out in a timely basis, like every 4 years, they'll just switch out their, let me put myself on the screen. So my customers do a dollar cost average, and it is a situation where they would rather just switch it out. Well, let me give you some prices here. Turbo Chef speed oven. All right. So as you can see here, like this Turbo Chef HHD, this is what. No, I think Panera is still using the HHD. Some of them anyway. This is the Turbo Chef Eco. This is more or less for your smaller cafes. The bullet is what you are used to seeing at Subways. And then Marriott also uses the Turbo Chef Eco. So they don't pay, these larger places, they don't pay 17 grand. They more or less pay like about 11. So 11,000 divided by 5 years. Yeah, so you're only, $2,200 a year over 5. And so they just do a dollar cost average on it. And then they will, if it's something relatively simple, they will go ahead and fix them. But if it ends up being more issues, costlier items, for a place like Tropical Smoothie, for a place like what Smoothie King is going to end up going with, they're gonna cut their losses at the blower motors, but they will more than likely go with sensors. They're going to cut their losses with touch pads and things like that. Especially once it gets past year 5. Before year 5, they're going to fix a number of things. But once again, these items are, $17,000 retail. They're going to keep it. They're going to keep it at least for 5 years. Then after 5 years, it's a reliability thing. When you look at when you look at the picture, I need to add another one. Smoothie King. Smoothie King. Of course. When you look at the photo, I want you to take note. When you look at the photo, you only see one in the photo. There's only one oven there. The reason why they have the design, this 3D mock-up, this sketch, because that's not, maybe that was a test store. Because that's the scuff marks do look real. Those scuff marks look real. And Smoothie King is here. I'm not in Dallas. So if anybody is here from Dallas, please chime in on this location and let us know. Because looking at this photo, those smudges, there's smudges, there's dents on equipment. This is an actual location. This is the 3D rendering doesn't give you that when they mock this stuff up. So being that there's one speed oven, when that one speed oven starts to present problems, is no longer as reliable, you must take into consideration that you and I realize that, okay, it's taking a lot longer to warm up than it has before in the past. It's going to be time to change these elements. Your elements are starting to fail. Oh, but it's still warming up. Yeah, but it's not warming up in 5 minutes. It's taking 8 minutes. It's taking 10 minutes. You've made note of that. Other ships have brought it to our attention that this thing is taking longer and longer to warm up. Those kinds of issues lead to customer dissatisfaction. So if somebody comes in first thing in the morning and then they want a hot sandwich and they say, oh, well, hold on, it's going to be 15 minutes now. We just turned the oven on. Yeah, customers they're not used to waiting like that, so they might just skip the location next time. Next time they end up losing sales. So for them, it's not worth it to stretch it out. A mom and pop is going to stretch it out. A convenience store, gas station, they're going to stretch it out. They wait until the damn thing actually fails before they go ahead and fix those elements. But not a location where speed is paramount. They're going to want to get that thing, they're going to need to get that thing fixed right away. They also don't want to have to wait. All right. So one of the things you're going to want to keep into consideration is that, hey, how many of these locations do you have? How many of these speed ovens do you have? The first indication that you have that, hey, you got a lower element starting to go out. It's taking longer and longer. The other stores are around the same age, but this is your busy one. You might want to invest in having at least one lower element. You might even want to invest in having a lower and an upper element. Those the customer would want to change first before they go ahead and get rid of the unit. I mean, you might end up like me, where some of us, we actually do get the old units, depending on your relationship with the customer. Sometimes they want to, scrap it. They get real funny. About it. Turbo Chef is pretty good with tech support because they are the originator. They're the first ones. They're the pioneer in the market. The only reason why you see so many other speed ovens now is because their patent, whatever patent that they did have, had now expired, and so the floodgates are open, and all of these other entry players are in here. There's at least 10 other. I have a video about. I have a video about the speed ovens. What the hell? This cord doesn't work. Hold on. So I have a number of videos about the different speed ovens out there. Everyone from Medea's speed oven. Let's see here. Even Hobart, Illinois Toolworks has a speed oven. Oddly enough, I think it's called the Chibo, or whatever the hell it is. My guess is that they're, especially from this picture, there's only one in this picture. That is not going to be the norm. Most of my stores, they have 2 speed ovens. I don't give a damn what brand it is. They're gonna have 2 speed ovens. Oh, good. That's a different view of it. So Smoothie Kang. Salad and Go had ACP. They had ACP Menu Master in there. They only had one, and when it was drama when the display panel would go out on those, and they were brand new under warranty. When the display panel would go out, it was craziness, because in those speed ovens, they do everything. They cook eggs, the whole nine. Let me see if I can get the menu. Best kind of a delicious campaign. Claudia Schiffer. I don't know why I want to say Claudia Schiffer, but it's Claudia Schiffer. Ooh, Freddy's Frozen Custard. Chicken Salad Chick. Damn it, I can't remember if Chicken Salad Chick has a speed oven in it. It's escaping my memory right now. What the hell? Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to veer off into this Chicken Salad Chick. Chicken Salad Chick is such a pain in my ass. Anyway, before we get into that, so Turbo Chef tech support is good. Parts are available from everybody. Parts Town, you got to get your parts from like Parts Town. I don't give a damn what it is, and it's hot side warranty, so you're only talking about 1 year, if that. I've never had to deal with a Turbo Chef warranty. I've had to deal with a Mary Chef warranty. I've had to deal with ACP warranty, I just mentioned that. I'd have these $2,000 panels go out. Let's see here. Looks like I'm gonna have to Google it. Google it. Turbo Chef oven warranty. Yeah, it's 1 year. So most hot side is between 90 days and 1 year. Most hot side stuff is between 90 days and 1 year. I mean, these are rock solid electronic components. Once again, only time an issue does come up when it's some proprietary type thing, such as, when they have these special panels. But Turbo Chef was first to the market with that kind of thing. So it's not something typical. In my opinion, I haven't had anything typical with that. What is this? I mean, this is probably going to say, for Houston, it's going to say Armstrong. I don't know what the hell is going to happen to Armstrong. What the hell is this? They're giving everything to priority one. Who the hell is priority one? Who the hell is this priority one? Anybody know who the hell priority one is? Out of warranty is now going to priority one calls. So Middleby is actually having some Turbo Chef training. Yeah, everything is there. Dispatch, blah, blah, blah. Oh, they want to open up the phone thing. Warranty activation, dispatch. Yeah, so everything is there. CookTech was a Chicago company for induction cooking that Turbo Chef bought. Woo! I want to say like 20 years ago. I want to say they bought them about 20 years ago. So that was some foresight right there, because now CookTech has really proven himself to be invaluable. Before they were the redheaded stepchild. But anyway, yeah, Kibiru, they're the OG of the space. Turbo Chef. But hold on here. Hold on. Now we're going to go to Chicken Salad Chick. Chicken Salad Chick is also making a big push. Like they're saying here, 52 new restaurants for the first quarter of 2026. Oh, so they've almost doubled from the 35 from last year. And once again, I've talked about Chicken Salad Chick. Your owners are either going to be a woman or a couple, and it's usually some woman on some female empowerment trying to show her daughters that women can do it too, and all this other stuff. It usually goes horribly wrong, and you got a lot of explaining to do with a Chicken Salad Chick. The owners of Chicken Salad Chick often believe the hype. As most of the demographic is, they believe because it's new, nothing should ever go wrong. What could go wrong? It's new. And that's just furthest from the truth. And then preventative maintenance needs to be done. And they have a complete lack of understanding on preventative maintenance. Now, is the food good? I like the food. My wife likes the food. I don't think my daughter likes it, but I haven't given it to her in a while. So here's what they got going on. Las Vegas, almost everybody's throwing up something in Vegas, Philly, Phoenix, and upstate New York. 300 more stores are in development. So like I said, jump on that train. Jump on that train. So Chicken Salad Chick, it is hot food, cold food. They have not Auto Sham. They have, I'll start with refrigeration. They have true refrigeration in there, but they have more continental. Ooh, excuse me. They have continental refrigeration in there. Structural Concepts is in there, and they will often have 2 Oshizaki ice machines. AccuTemp. So they will have an AccuTemp steam oven. Let's see here. This Chicken Salad Chick. And it's just that the owners are just so resistant to doing the right thing. Oh, they're such a pain. Such a pain. And there's often consolidation that takes place. So just know that if you have a Chicken Salad Chick, there might be that location might be tied in with 3 or 4 others, or in the case of Austin, one owner might own both of these locations. So you got one Chicken Salad Chick here, and you got Pflugerville. I hear that spoken of often. Georgetown, Round Rock. Okay, Pflugerville. Yeah, now open. So Chicken Salad Chick, they use Hoshizaki nugget machines, one in the lobby for the customers, and then they'll have one lowboy in the back, or maybe bigger, but they have one in the back for for the drive-through. Like I said, it'll be a true upright refrigerator merchandiser. And then the prep tables will be continental. You have because it's chicken and they're cooking the chicken, they have a pressure cooker, steam oven. That's AccuTemp. How many of you are aware of AccuTemp? Is that something I need to dive into? So like I said before, and part of the title is they're becoming same but different. They are all serving damn near the same food. They are all serving the same food. Just slight variations here or there. It's really crazy. Even Gongcha has a competitor called Gong Fei or something. It's nuts. It is nuts out there. Well, tell you what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it anyway. I actually like AccuTemp. I love the simplification of their equipment. I love the fact that you can call tech support. They answer whenever. Not a big deal to them. Kind of feel bad about, in the early days, I felt bad about doing it when I would call certain times. But, they advertise that, hey, they're available. You got a problem, call. But most of their stuff is just simplicity. Freddy's Frozen Custard uses their griddles. There's a number of other people that use their griddles too. But the steam oven, pressure cooker oven, steam oven, it's one of my favorites. So the Evolution Steamer, it is one of my absolute favorites. I love how simple it is. You got a pressure switch in there. You got your float switch. I mean, it is, you got your door lock, it is just, I love them. 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 I love AccuTemp. I love AccuTemp. Rarely do I have a problem with the griddles. Oh, excuse me. And the biggest issue I find is that they remove the damn float off of in the Evolution steamer. Other than that, I just love it. I love them to death. I love them to death. And you see how they have two here. Most places I go to, they don't even, they never have two. I have yet to go to a location, whether it's a school, cafeteria, hospital, people get by with just one AccuTemp unit. They don't do any kind of training or any of that, but they are all about, see, here's the service team. They are all about tech support. There's their email. These are the guys. Andy, service manager. I believe I talked to Andy. I've talked to Daniel. I think maybe that's it. Maybe those two guys. But yeah, rock solid equipment. Rock solid equipment. Oh, they no longer have 24-hour tech support service. All right. But so what they are doing now, it's no longer 24 hours. That's how far I go back. It's 7 to 7. And they are open Saturday and Sunday. 7 to 7, Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time. And Saturday, a damn full business day. Sunday, 2 to 4. You cannot beat this. You cannot beat this. Yeah, they don't break like that. They do not break like that. So the beauty of these suckers is just cleaning. The units won't, I mean, you get the occasional pressure switch issue, but that's with any brand, because debris gets in there, pressure switch gets damaged, get the line gets blocked, or the hose gets brittle, or just the pressure switch itself fails. The float, it's a metal ball on. Let me see if I can just pull this damn thing out instead of trying to mime this stuff. All right, so here's the float, and this damn thing is almost always lost. And so, of course, when you add water to the steamer, because you have to manually add water to the steamer, the ball is going to raise up. And if the ball drops too low, it sets off an alarm. And the employees hate hearing that damn alarm. They hate hearing that alarm. And they found out that when the ball isn't there, it doesn't make that damn sound. And so you will go to these locations, you'll be like, what the hell, man? Where's the damn float? Where's the rest of the float? Well, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? It's like, okay. All right, brother lover. All right, I got you. But it's all about cleaning the whole float assembly. And just like any hot or cold side piece of equipment that has a float. Yeah, it's fun times, man. Oh, I bet you did, brother. I bet you did. Yeah, because that's the only piece of equipment that's going to survive out of these places. But these, because they are a pressure cooker, because they can actually explode, they are made so solid, so robustly that they don't have any kind of flimsy issues, and they're not overly designed like a turbo, they are not overly designed like a Rationale or a Alto Sham. And I saw like 2-3 Alto Shams today. I was going out just throwing my stuff out today, throwing out all my information. I mean, I was hitting up liquor stores, I was hitting up gas stations, and then previously I had hit up some of my favorite clientele, some of the places that have multiple locations, and the operators don't share the fact that I do work for them at the other location. So I have to occasionally go to the others and say, hey, you know the guys over at so and so. Yeah, I take care of them. I do work for them. They go, oh yeah, and then you got to explain and explain the layout, explain what they got, where it is, what kind of problems they have. They go, oh, that was you. Yeah, that's me that takes care of that. And then I go ahead and hand that out. Which reminds me, I leave so much stuff out on my marketing material. I saw one of the managers go into a location. I was putting together my marketing material, and I looked up, and the guy, because they're management, they typically are wearing collared shirts and stuff like that. So I saw the guy go in, and I looked, and I was like, damn, they got an air curtain. And it was a Beamer burner. It was the burner instead of the Mars. And I said to myself, damn, I don't have a single mention of air curtain with any of my marketing. Not a one. So that's something I have to work on. I actually added some stuff. Oh yeah, got a call for hookah lounges and stuff like that. Matter of fact, hold on, let me show you some stuff. Oh, who here was asking about? Who here was asking about these damn dishwashers? Someone had a question about a Lambert dishwasher. I ran into a Lambert at that hookah lounge. Uh-oh, wrong thing. And as usual, do not be afraid. There it is. Oh, and they had a Tosa. Oh, you can't see this shit. Hold on, let me go into this real quick, and then I'll show you some picture time. We'll show you some story times. Here are the floats for that damn. You're often going to see that there is just a post sticking out from the bottom of an AccuTemp steam oven, and this float ball needs to be there. Don't let them tell you there never was one. They just found out from cleaning, and they put it back together. And the thing didn't make a noise this time. And then they realized that the damn float wasn't there. So then they threw the damn float away. Okay. So now we are done with that. Oh, hold on 1 second. So let me remove that. Let me stop that. Let me share some pictures. And as usual, ask your questions. Oh, what we got? You picked a surefire market. Well, yeah. But there are disadvantages to this. Some of you have you have the run of the place. Some of you have a situation where it's just not feasible for the larger companies to throw any more people at a market. They would rather have guys drive in and help with larger projects than to have them stationed in your city. And the local operators know that they're driving in from other places. They get hit with those huge ass travel bills, and they don't want any part of it. They call for a service ticket. The guy don't come until the next day. And then when he still comes the next day, they get hit with that 4 hours. They get hit with a 2-hour drive time. They're like, oh, hell no. So there are advantages there for you. for me, everybody's here. Partstown has like 4 service companies here. Hobart is here with 19 techs. Uh, Tech 24 is here. That TMO, or whatever the hell they're here. It's a lot. I mean, we all can't cover everything, but it still gives some of the customers the illusion of choice. Some of these bastards think they got choice. It's like, man, you ain't got no damn choice. And that's what they bitched to me about. So this was a Majali. So this is the hookah place. And the hookah place was serving liquor, and so I wouldn't put my name on everything. Like Dave's Red Hots, my name on everything. So here's their ice machine. So they haven't had anything done to the ice machine since they had it, and it is starting to develop mold and whatnot. And it's the Lambert. So everything here is, well, except for this dishwasher, everything else is starting to be about 6 years old. The dishwasher is brand new. They got it hooked up to cold water. The cold water. So now I got it. I just had to reset one of the thermal resettable fuses. This is something I wanted to bring up to your attention. These customers are so ignorant. This unit is 6 years old, and it says remove this bracket, right? Remove this bracket. And 6 years later, they still have it. That light you see is the light shining from the inside out. And they were wondering why the fridge wasn't as cold. And these are 2 3-door units. They had these shipping brackets on every single unit. Hold on one second. I'm changing my music. I'm gonna hit you with this one. I'm just gonna make it lower. Make the sound lower. All right, cool. So yeah, 6 years, and so this is what it looks like now that I've taken the damn bracket off. All the units, 6 years old. 6 years old, these units are. They haven't cleaned the condensers, so I got plenty of pictures of dirty condensers. What the hell? There we go. So that, I was removing the brackets one by one. And yeah, so these, just for you guys, you can go ahead and pull up the QR code, and these were shipped out 2021. Shipped out 2021, and that's what the condensers look like. How the hell these are still functioning, still going strong? It's a testament to True. It's a testament to R290. Hey man, these things are running. They're running. And they've never been worked on. Now they're leaking like hell. Look at how much they're leaking. They're leaking. They're rusting. I mean, when they get fed up and they get tired, they can call me. They got my number. They know now that it's time to start to get some things done to these units. So this is what the Lambert was doing before, but now I'm just giving you guys little tips. The customer, when they are like a barfly and they are hanging around, they're buzzing around you. Hey man, all you're doing is you're prolonging. They really don't have that much time to hang out. So they're typically hanging out in their video, and so I'll just take my time and just do a thorough once over with the whole unit. I'll go ahead and look at everything. That's fine. You want a video? Fine. I'll break the whole damn unit down. It's your dime. It's your dime. Tell you what, we're going to take a look at the pump. We're going to look at the booster heater. We're going to take a look at everything. Come on, let's go for a ride. Just like in Goodfellas. Come on, fuckos. Let's go for a ride. So they left it on the shipping bracket. They didn't put the legs on or anything like that. It was just so weird. And as you can see here, so the issue that they have is that they got this damn thing hooked up to cold water. They got this damn dishwasher hooked up to cold. It's supposed to be hooked up to hot. They're not going to do anything about it, though. It's been working for, last 30 days or so. So this is one of the Lambert dishwashers. And usually, these dishwashers, the Italians got the game in a chokehold. So the major players is, you got the Italians, you got your German. I'm wearing a dishwasher from the Germans. I'm wearing a t-shirt from the Germans. Michael is German. And then you got your Spanish. So you got your Samick, stuff like that. So here's the location with the burner. With that burner air curtain. Uh-oh. There's that damn air curtain I was telling you guys about. So I actually need to do a whole nother thing with the damn air curtains. I got to add that to my stuff. Oh, so I went to one of my clients. To give them information. And look at here. Look at here. They were replacing a Pitco fryer. So do I have any other pictures? So yeah, they were replacing that bad boy. So you see in the picture, so they got the new one is off to the right, and they had the old one. And the thing that they did that was nice, so they already had it prepped. They already had the quick connect parts on the gas line. Everything was ready to rock and roll. And I didn't want to get in the way, so I stayed back. What else we got here? I stayed back. Oh, yeah. So I stayed back and I let them do their thing. And I was putting together my kit. No, Kabiru, that is the condenser. That's those pictures you saw, that was of the condenser, not the evaporator. So when the condenser gets all blocked up, the compressor overheats and the unit doesn't cool properly. And Brother Frank said that's fine. They still got to get fixed. Yeah, I know they got to get fixed, but the customer is so resistant. And then this customer is they're foreign, they're of that Ewok variety, and for the hookah, and they don't want to do anything until it's an absolute positive catastrophe. And just thankfully it has lasted past the warranty period. Yes, I know that they have a 7, but this was made before the 7-year warranty. This was made way, way before that. So, Alex Tech.
How good of you to join us.
Alex Tech. Can you tell me if I need a special spark-proof vacuum pump or gauges to work on R290? No, because if you're going to be working on R290, it's already going to be spark-proof, but you don't have any sparks on your gauges. Yeah, please. Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
This guy gets it.
Yes, please and thank you. Hit the like button because I am.
Is there no one else?
The only one. There is no one else that can address your queries, as the lady man would say. There is no one else to address your queries. Hold on 1 second. Oh, wrong one. No, why the damn thing isn't doing that? There it is. Anytime you deal with the just like I did last time, last show on Monday, I showed you guys, you vented out to the atmosphere. That was that whole show. And they're going with the fully autonomous stores. I mean, this is actually nothing new. It's just they putting a little robot in there instead of it just being that like arm, like a picker arm that would go and grab the stuff and bring it to you. So, you know, it's coming. This is coming soon. Oh, Cold Draft had a class. Cold Draft had a class. What the hell's this? Cold Draft had a class. I'm getting so many freaking text messages. So here's your form if you guys wanted to get signed up with Cold Draft, well, the training at least. So, there it is. Ah, there we go. Oh, it's upside down. Damn it. Oh, the hell. There we go. So they covered in Cold Draft class, they covered the, you know, how you clean them. They said, please don't mess with the floats. I can agree. They covered the actuator arms, or arm, my bad, arm. Springs, all that whole fun stuff. Just different issues that come about with the units. Things to look for. They isolated different systems like the water, what happened, what causes things to break. When things get, you know, end up running away, and they will start to run away. And the customer will try to put it off and put it off and put it off. And when it comes to an IM 500 with Hoshizaki, when it comes to a Cold Draft unit, you must address it as soon as possible. You end up with a snowball effect. Oh, yeah, Brother Frank, thank you very much. Yeah, yes, if you would like to contribute to the show, it is $Mike. P is in Paul, REED for the cash happening. And so Alex says, you did SO to work on Habco unit. Hold on, let me put myself on here. SO to work on Habco units, I would need all the following tools. No, you wouldn't. Like I said before, it is a rare thing. So if you're going to do under warranty, it is a rare thing that they're going to have you do that sealed system service. You know, I worked on was a special case. They weren't able to get another one to them. It was marked for a Air Force base for a base in San Antonio. It was marked for a military base in San Antonio, and they weren't able to get them another unit in time. And so I worked on it at the vending machine facility here in Houston before it got shipped out. And they typically had me do, you know, stuff like that. It is perfectly fine for you to just deal with the door mechanism. It's perfectly fine for you to do that. And there is no special tools. It's all the same tools. If everything is 290 now, you're not going to be working on stuff that's 134A. Get that shit out of your head. That's over with. We are moving forward through time. We're not slipping back. Time keeps on slipping into the future. You're only going to be working on 290 and 600 for the foreseeable future. Europe skipped 134A. Europe skipped 404. They went with 290. They went with R600. And we're at the point now where we're dealing with those. Any vacuum tool that you buy now, they're all rated for A2Ls. They're all rated for A2L. This is a moot question, right? Because it's like I showed. See, brother, I was gonna call you brother Charles, brother Frank. Hey, man, I'm trying to show these guys. Hey, look, man, I have been working on, where the hell did it go now? True has had R290 out there for well over 10 years at this point. Well over 10 years. Well over 10 years. So this is nothing new. Everybody's got to do it. It's just one of those things. Anything you're going to buy is all A2L. Hold on 1 second. Let me cancel this. Stop that screen. Let me share another one. So yeah, anything you buy now is all going to be A2L. A2L is going to be like for CO2. Because it doesn't make any sense to make something that isn't going to be usable for the current refrigerants. And when I say current, it's been current for a long time. As a matter of fact, let me see here. So very simple. So if you're going to get real equipment, I don't know, we'll just do this. If you're going to get real equipment, of course, that stuff that, a regular pump you're going to get at, what's the name? It's not going to cover that. But all of these are going to be A2L rated. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Does this one say A2L? A2L compatible. All of them are A2L. Yes, so they all handle CO2. They're A2L compatible. It's not like like somebody had sent me a picture today where they had bought some 134A off of Facebook Marketplace. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's out there. Some of the units are out there. Like some of my restaurants, they're at the point where they're debating because they've got 3 prep tables. They're all 134A units. One of them has a leak, and the two that don't have a leak, they all have broken doors. The doors are $500 a pop. I just charged them over $1,000 some to change door gaskets. So they're like, we should just get rid of the fridges and get a new one. Right, exactly. Let's say it all together. A2L. So whatever you're gonna buy, it's typically going to be A2L, and that's a recovery. So first and foremost, you don't have to recover. Right, that's what I was saying. A real unit. Now, if you go and buy a vacuum pump from Harbor Freight, that's not going to be A2L. If you buy a vacuum pump, like, a little cheap one off of eBay or Amazon, that's not going to be A2L. But if you buy a real one, they're going to be A2L. They're going to specify that they're A2L. A real one, not bullshit. A real one. That's why I went to Ferguson. So hold on, let me show you. And so, like this, for example, this is an exercise in futility. This is the worst possible thing you could do, is to buy an analog gauge. Because now you got to have a gauge for R290. You got to have a gauge for 454B. You got to have a gauge for 12, 22. You got to have a gauge for 134A. It doesn't make any sense. You just go with digital and you call it a day. It's already going to calculate like this. This is digital. I don't recommend manifold. I recommend each individual probes, and you put a T on them. And it's going to calculate everything for you. It's going to tell you the temperature of the evaporator. It's automatically going to calculate that. See, so here is a probe. You can update the probes. Any refrigerant that you want to service that isn't on there, you can go ahead to Field Piece on their website, and you can go ahead and download the latest and greatest. It's typically already going to be in there. Let's see, like it says A2L compatible. A2L compatible, but if you want to buy some bullshit, you know, so here's my testo. I meant to say probes. Testo. I'll just go directly to testo. So this is what I use. Now you don't have to get what I use. When I bought them, they were mine are a combination of Gen 1 and Gen 2. Ooh. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get this. It's 5. Well, let me see. What the hell number is this? 860i. So the kit I have, I built my kit. I built mine. So you can buy the probes individually. And so I got infrared. I have the air fan, CFN monitor. I have all the other different probes. I got the temp clamps, and of course I had the refrigerant clamps. The refrigerant probes. And they got me. Yeah, I have the differential pressure manometer. Of course, when I bought this stuff, it was only $100 a piece. They were only $100 a piece. You too can go ahead. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, new temperature kit. Oh, I'm gonna get that. I'm going to get that. I am definitely gonna get that. So I got two things to get. I gotta get this thermal imager, and I gotta get the new temperature probe. What I use this is to stick this in oil. So I mean, it's a little extravagant, it's a little overkill, but I'm fully committed, like you read about. Hot wire anemometer, I've got that. I've got this one too, thermal hygrometer. I got one of those. And here's the vein anemometer. I got that. And I don't have this. I don't have that 915i. Here, let me show you. You can go ahead and get these individually. Testo wireless probes for sale. What the hell? We'll go to Amazon. And see, yeah, so you can get one for 116. So that's not bad. If you do refrigeration, you should basically have the tools for A2L, except some refrigerant fittings. I wouldn't even say that you wouldn't even have the fittings. You would have the fittings. There's no situation with R290, 448A, 448B, R600 where you don't have the same equipment, you know. You just, if you have the digital, you don't need the PT chart. The digital does the calculations for you. The more equipment you have, the more information, garbage in, garbage out, right? So the more the more information you are feeding into your system, the better information you're gonna get. You're gonna get your delta T. You're gonna get dew point. I mean, you get everything. You get the temperature of your evaporator. You get ambient. You get everything. Everything. When you hook up with the clamps and everything works together. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But yeah, like I said before, hey, look, $100. So it's going up $16 for the 560i, and I use a anti-blowback fitting. And this way, when you want to switch between high side and low side, you have zero loss. So I call it anti-blowback, but it's a zero loss fitting. Zero loss. So the minute you unscrew it, you don't have any hissing, you don't have any gas escaping. It just very easily and completely removes itself from the system. And so whatever you were reading on your probe, that's what it is. No, the tanker can adapter. No, but you don't need a tanker can adapter. Whenever you buy your tank, whenever you buy your can, whoever your supplier is should be supplying you with the proper fittings so you can gain access to that can. Now, if you're using a small can, here's something that you can use no matter what you got. Where the hell is it? Where the hell is it? Ah, there it is. So this is called a side can tap. So you actually have a number of different tappers that actually screw into the side of the. There's another one. Here's another one. So these actually screw into these small cans. So you don't have to worry about an adapter. So there are these out there as well. So you don't have to worry about that. Right, Frank. Low loss fittings, anti-blowback. They're very good with this. You don't need them on the low side necessarily, but where they do come in clutch is on the high side. So on the high side, you're checking the system. I don't care if it's an ice machine. I don't care if it's a refrigerator. You just unscrew it and you just psst, psst. That's it. There's nothing coming out of that sucker. Now, with that being said, bruh, the R290 32 600, they are so aggressively deteriorating the rubber of all your hoses and your fittings that your anti-blowback will stop working. Your low loss fittings will stop working. There are kits that you can use. There are kits that you can rebuild them. Right. No, brother, this clamps onto the side of the can. All right, Alex. So this, once again, hot side can work off of electricity or it can work off of gas. So that is going to depend on the actual person, right? If they have more of a background and they in electrical work, if they've done anything with meters in the past, they're going to be more at home with electrical than they would be with gas. Gas is gas is being phased out. gas is being phased out. They are planning on phasing out gas appliances within our lifetime. A lot of the new, so a lot of the new build outs, things have been designed for all electric use. So they're trying to put us in a world with no gas. And what I showed you guys earlier with the Smoothie King, no gas. Yes, they're cooking, but it's Turbo Chef. It is they're using catalytic converters, and so smoke and no gas. So they don't need a hood. That's the other thing they're doing. So when you're using electric, you don't need a hood. You do not need the hood when it's electric. I'm gonna do this damn lighting. Oh, hold on one second. I need to turn the damn lights on. I didn't turn the damn lighting on. All right. So when it's electric, they don't need that. Electric runs steam, electric runs griddles, you have electric ranges, all that fun stuff. All that fun stuff. And L to the, there are a number of tappers. Here are the other tappers. I myself, I have a kit I have the True kit that allows me to tap by itself. It allows me to tap like 4 different type of cans. Then in addition to that, I also have like about 5 or 6 of these twist on, because some of them are reverse threads. So I got 2 different ones that are reverse thread, and the rest are clockwise thread, but they're different. Some are metric, some are standard. It's a pain in the ass. I just go with the jug. I go with the jug. See, that's why you have all these different type of tappers. All these different ones. But when in doubt, if you are ever in a situation, the side can tapper will not let you down. The side piercing will not let you down. El Tilda says you have a can adapter with a magnet so you can weigh it in properly. But I use a large jug. I use the 12-pound jug. Well, Alex, it all depends on what equipment you can get, because I can tell you to start with combi ovens first, or I can tell you to start with steam ovens first. But if none of your customers ever have a steam oven, what's the point? What's the point? It does not work in that way. How this works is you need to find the customer first. You need to scout out what your customers are using. What are your potential customers using? And then you go and get the training for what they have. All right? Then you go and get the training, because it doesn't make any sense the other way. You don't go get training for let's just say this. You don't go get training for Electrolux combi ovens, and then none of your customers have Electrolux combi ovens. That Electrolux combi oven training is only going to get you 50% of the way there when you come into a Rationale or a Alto Sham. Why? Because they all have their own quirks. They all have their own issues when things go sideways, right? Rationale is very big with blowing fuses, and they have issues with the care valve and all sorts of bullshit. Brother Frank, I used to keep 290, 404. Now I pretty much just keep 290 and 404 on the truck. I used to keep 290, 404, and 134A. And in taking the 134A off the truck, I end up losing the 134A because the gas end up leaving out because I had it in the shed in Houston in the summertime. It was too much and it leaked out. So now I actually, I have a very small can of 134A because, like I said, I only have a few customers that actually still have 134A units. The rest of my customers, everybody's R290. The walk-ins are 454B and 404, but primarily 404. So I haven't gotten to the point yet where I need to buy any 454B, even though my home air conditioner is 454B. I have a jug of 410A. I talk about this all the time. I have a jug of 410A, especially for the Manitowoc ice machines. Have never been able to use it. Never been able to use it. As far as 134A goes, there are still some smaller ice machines like Hoshizaki, the AM50s, Hoshizaki with their undercounter nuggets. Those were 134A. The Scotsman undercounters, cubers, and the nuggets, those are 134A. But the little ones tend to have other issues. I haven't had to change a compressor on a 134A undercounter ice machine in like 5-6 years. Oh man, no, 407C is done. It's done. It's done, Brother Frank. 407C was like, I mean, so it went from 404 to 407C, then the 454A, 454B, and so now we're using, what was that new 48 or whatever? I forgot what the hell it was. 407C and that new Calgon, whatever the hell it was. Those were the two in between until they went full force with the 454B and some A is out there. But no, my customers skipped over that 407C. My customers skipped on over that. El Tuda says, I told the customer to get a new prep table because the 134A prep isn't cooling. You don't want to mess with it. And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. You can tell the customer, hey, look, man, the reason why this is perfectly fine is once you explain to the customer that the 134A refrigerant is going to go through a period of constantly raising in price. It's not going to lower in price. It's going to raise up until all those units are gone. They're going to raise it up. They made this mistake long time ago with 12. They hoarded 12. They jacked up the price on 12. And then people were just like, nah, we'll just get a new one. It's not as valuable as you think it is. We'll just get a new unit. And so these people kind of learned their lesson because they're still stuck with 12. They're still stuck with our 12 refrigerant. They're still stuck with our 12. Frosty, I can get some 12 pure. See, it says pure and virgin. Frosty Free, he's still stuck with 12. He's still stuck with it. He was one of the bastards hoarded it, so it's 3 pounds for $439. 134A is going to go the same route. So you tell your customer, look, we could just replace this unit and, we go with the new stuff. You're going to have, you could have up to 6 years of peace. Could be 3 to 6. of peace and quiet with this unit, and then I will take care of it from there with the new refrigerant, and because the new refrigerant is a lot less expensive. But if you go with the 134A, we're going to spend a lot of money on refrigerant. We're going to spend a lot of money on the evaporator, fixing it up. And then if it does spring a leak later on down the road, to gas and go on that unit is, I mean, if you're paying $500 for 3 pounds, that customer is going to have to eat every bit of that 500 plus the service call fee and everything else. You know, they're going to have to eat all that, even though you're not going to use 3 pounds on a prep table. They got to eat that whole cost for acquiring that R12, because who the hell else you going to use it for? And you're going to be like me. You're going to go grab for that damn jug. You're going to pick it up, and it's going to be light as a feather, and you're going to be pissed. You're going to be pissed because, you know, if it leaks out again 2-3 years later, hopefully that refrigerant is still going to be in that jug when you need it. New small prep fixing old unit. Yeah. So, I mean, $500 for a jug of 12. I mean, unless, you know, if you're in places like California, you know, where they can't get another one, or you're in different places in Chicago where they just can't get that box out. There's elevators involved, and they got to cut the box up to get it out. Hey, fine. We'll change the evaporator. We'll gas it up. There are situations. New York is like that. Philly is like that. You know, but just know that refrigerant is just going to. There's people that's just going to milk it. Why? Because they've had to store it all these years. They've had to store that damn refrigerant all of these damn years, and they got to get a return on their investment. So I like Frosty. Yeah, he's from Wisconsin. I bought my refrigerant from him for decades. I bought my stuff from him way back. And yeah, this is and I think my jug of R290 is, I think I got it from him. And so I bought the 12. What did he do here with a screw-on cylinder? What the hell happened to the 12? I mean, to the 12 pound. So the largest he has is a 12 pound R290 jug of R290 that you can buy. There it is. So there's the 5 pound cylinder, 154. Let me make this big and take this off of me. There it is, all the way up to what? He went up to 14 now. Oh, okay. That's ounces. My bad. What the hell? There's the 12. So here's what I buy. I buy the 12 pounds of R290. Comes in a regular cylinder like we all know and love. I used to pay $180 for it. Now it's $280. But he includes shipping with that. Shipping is all included with that. And so what happens when you're dealing with a 12, it comes in a regular 35 pound container, 35 pound jug, but you actually only get 12 pounds of R290 in it because it has to be able to expand in the container. You could use your regular scale. I repeat, you can use your regular scale once you're dealing with that large jug. So I don't have to worry about the little, weighing it and trying to brace it and put something on it and the thing rolling on. No, I could use a regular scale now. And your scale, you could weigh in ounces, you could weigh in grams. You could use your regular scale. I use a regular hose. I use a, you know, hold on a second. I use a shut-off hose. Oh, R290. Oh, shut-off valve. Yeah, so I'll use a regular valve. They have attachments, right? And so you go off the weight, you make sure you purge your hose, and you just weigh everything in and call it a day. And then you don't have to worry about what's in the dam. You don't have to worry about what's in the line, what's in the hoses, how much is in there, blah, 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 blah. No, just do the whole damn thing. Just do the whole damn thing. Hose with ball valve. There it is. With the ball valve. So you can get them from everywhere. As you see, Walmart, Yellow Jacket, Granger, Home Depot. What the hell is Home Depot doing now? It's not. See, compatible with A2L refrigerant. Compatible with A2L. Now these are for 410A, so you would need to get ones for the regular. And even dealing with the Milwaukee. The Milwaukee is A2L. That's the vacuum pump. And it's not really a big deal on the vacuum pump, because you're already gonna, when you're dealing with this stuff, unless you're dealing with a failed compressor that had a burnout, you're already going to be dealing with a system that's got leaks and a contaminated system. So in those cases, there's not that much R290 or R600 left in the system, and you could put nitrogen in the system, blow it out, and vacuum the sucker down. If that's what you're concerned about. Oh, probably buying a big jug. Oh, you thinking about buying a big jug? Thinking about stepping up with the big boys? I told you get tired of them little ass cans. So I'm actually in reverse of you. I got the little ass can of 134A. So I bought a very small can of pure 134A, not that hybrid bullshit. It was pure 134A uncut. It was uncut. It wasn't stepped on. It was uncut, unstepped on.
This is it. I'm telling you, this is it.
And so yeah, that's how I'm rolling. I'm rolling with a little small can of 134A. My jug, my large 35-pound jug with 12 pounds of R290 in it. Well, it's not got 12 pounds in it now. And I got a regular can of, no, I don't have a can of R600. My R600 leaked out. My 134 leaked out. My 600 leaked out. And the only reason why I had 600 is because True had some, not True. Hoshizaki has some R600 refrigerant out there, some refrigerators out there. And what's the name has some R600? Some 600. Felix Storage. What the hell is a Felix Storage brand out of New Jersey? God dog it. They got some R600 commercial units out there. Matter of fact, I got a bar with an R600 unit, and it's got a leak. So like these little small units that they're using for bar backs and whatnot, when they have the chill plate and when they have a leak, the refrigerant doesn't make it all the way down to the sensor. And so it never turns the unit off, and it just keeps running. And so the rest of the chill plate in the back of the unit just starts to freeze up, and the ice never gets down to the sensor to tell the controller to shut off. And the controller isn't programmed to read a high enough temperature to even allow it to shut off. So if you wanted it to go to 40 or 45, it won't go up to 45. It only goes up to like 30 something, 38 or something like that. No, all right. So L to the, you don't lose a lot. No. No, leak seal. I guess you guys use leak seal on AC units, but you can't use leak seal on ice machines or prep tables or self-contained refrigerators. I don't know if anybody even uses leak seal on walk-ins. So we can't use it on this side of stuff. No. No leak seal. No leak seal. None whatsoever. And once again, the what's the name is A2L compatible. It says it on the box. A2L compliant. Somebody asked that in June. But it's on the box. I've taken plenty of pictures of it when it was at URI. And it's on the box now. It's on the box. See, Milwaukee M18 is suitable for use with any A2L refrigerant. Blah, blah, blah. And that's the vacuum pump. So I believe JB Weld is going to be, not JB Weld, but JB Industries. I believe all their stuff is going to be A2L. And fun fact, they actually have guys drive. Oh, damn, it just said A2L right there. They got guys driving around in your area, taking care of the local part houses. Let me see what the hell is 12 CFM. And I had a 12 CFM pump. It went down. I haven't bothered to fix it. Oh, yep, there it is. A2L compatible. They only have to change a couple of things on these pumps to make them A2L compatible in the first damn place. No, L to the so brother Frank, he works on air conditioning. He works on air conditioning, he works on ice machines, he works on refrigerators and stuff like that. But his primary thing, his main employer has been working on air conditioning. So the guys that do AC, especially the previous generation of equipment, they used to put in that stop leak stuff. But on these, for these small systems that we use, no, it will mess these units up. It will mess these units up. That's why you never hear anybody talk about it. Oh, you don't use them anymore either? You guys don't use them anymore? So yeah, if you had questions on what type of equipment to get or whatever, you got to make sure that, all the real manufacturers make their stuff A2L. Now, you talking about somebody, some bootleg, aftermarket, third-rate company, you get what you pay for. Now, with that being said, if you're getting some cheap bullshit, you just need to purge the system. That's it. Purge the system and be done with it. And now you're not dealing with A2L anymore. I mean, yes, there's going to be some trapped in the oil, but it's not bad. It's not like it's gonna blow up. You're only talking about a candle. You're essentially talking about a candle burning, especially once you purge the system. So, yep, and 2021 for home AC units, they want them using A2L, and they phased out the A1 refrigerants, known as R32 and 454B. So as of last year, they don't want them using 454B. They don't want them using R32. Now, I see the stores flooded with them, but they wanted them to stop manufacturing. Like, I guess they couldn't buy anymore. They had to use up what they had purchased and what they already had in the pipeline. So there is a lot in 2026. Now, if that still going to be the case come 2027, who knows? I'm not on that side of things. But yeah, if you're going to buy real equipment, they're all A2L ready. They knew this was coming. They had to be ready for it, and that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Let's see here. A3L refrigerant. Ooh. Oh, let's see here. Lower toxicity, higher flammability. Yeah, R290 and R600. Yeah, but A2L is better than the difference between A3 and A2L. So larger systems to A2L and the smaller systems are A3. A3 refrigerants are confined to ultra small due to their combustibility profile. A2L are for larger refrigerant charges. So the 2 trumps the 3. I hope that helps you out. The 2 trumps the 3. So reading is your friend. Reading is fundamental. The 2 trumps the 3. Yeah, you braise right after evacuating. Well, like I said, I've been dealing with this stuff for over a decade, man. You guys are killing me with this stuff. Just because you guys just found out about it, don't mean this is crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah, that we're having this conversation in 2026. This is nuts that we're having this in 2026. I just held up for the there it is. So back in had true classes back in, and I had already been working on this 2018. 2018. So this was about, they want to make sure we were all on the same page with R290. Here it is, 2026, and you fucking guys are still talking about R290. This blows my mind. This blows my freaking mind. That it is 2026, and you guys are still talking about freaking R290. This is wild. This is wild. To me, this is mind blowing. This is mind blowing. I got plenty of I don't know, maybe I put them up on Instagram. Some of the R290, R600 stuff I did from way back, because they had me working on R290 stuff before the class. So after a couple of years of us working on them, then they had us go to the class. So everybody's on the same page. And like I said, that was 2018. That was 2018. Yeah, I know, but they don't know anything about the other refrigerant. You're making it seem like they don't know what you're talking about. They have no experience with the other refrigerant. That's why he's talking about buying equipment, because he don't have any. I would just tell him to use the equipment he's got, but he don't have any. So it's kind of like you're giving them advanced driving techniques, like, oh yeah, you gotta lock it, and then you gotta turn the wheel, and then the car. It's like you're giving them defensive driving techniques, advanced driving techniques, shit for like a bodyguard or something, or a race car driver, and they don't even have their permit. You gotta understand, they don't even have their freaking learner's permit. They haven't gotten behind the wheel yet. And you're like, oh yeah, you just gotta, yeah, if you want to drift, if you're gonna be in Tokyo Drift, we go. No, man, they haven't even started up the fucking car. They have no idea what you're talking about. Put a 1 in the chat if you haven't started working on refrigeration. If you have never worked on refrigerant, if you've never put gas in the fridge, put a 1 in the chat, please. Put a 1 in the chat if this is something that's new to you. If this is something that you're transitioning into, you're dipping your toe in there. See? So he has no idea. He has no idea what you're talking about. You're like, yeah, man, you got to pump the brakes, and he got swing the wheel real hard to the left, and you don't know what the hell you're talking about. He had no clue. Alex, do you have because he didn't have a manifold. I mean, not manifold. Don't buy a manifold. He don't have any wireless probes. He doesn't have any of that. He doesn't have NT. He doesn't have NT of that. Nothing. He done nothing. All right. So you can get wireless probes from just about anybody. Guys love the field piece. The drawback, and see, this is not bad for the testos. So this is a good kit. This will give you the numbers that you need, give you a good readout. Ooh, the Elitech. All right, the Elitech. That's even better. So we'll go with the Elitech. We'll go with the Elitech. Yeah, we'll go with the Elitech. Guys seem to like the Elitech. They got everything you need. Even come with some hoses. We love the hoses. Because I know that you love hoses. So there it is. There they are. Not bad. Essentially $100 each one. 1 year warranty. So you got the probes and everything. Probes with the temperature clamps. Let's see, clamp on temperature ratings. 3 hoses. Oh, they even give you the batteries. Now, let's look at the refrigerant. R717. So there's your ammonia. There is ammonia. So you'll be scrubbing bubbles. Right. So Alex doesn't have anything. He don't have anything. So he has no idea what you're talking about. That's why I keep trying to tell you. L to the you're only damn, you can't see me. You've only been doing this for like half a year or whatever. But I keep telling you, these other guys don't even have that. They don't have the experience that you have. Your journey is extremely common. It is not rare. It is extremely common. More people would jump in, but I'm the only one doing this.
Is there no one else?
I'm the only one doing this. I'm the only one bringing in the uninitiated into the fold. No one else takes the time with people that are green, ho ho ho, green giant green. That nobody else is doing that. Yeah, so he got HVAC training. No. So like I don't have HVAC training. I don't work on HVAC. I keep telling you that. I'm self-taught. I learned back when I was 15 years old. Most guys that come in here are like that. They come from a situation where they work somewhere and they had them help out with the equipment or whatever the case. My father and I, we started the business actually before 92, but he made so much money selling appliances that he was able to buy a 6-unit storefront on a major street. And we had a beauty salon in one storefront, we had a daycare in one, we had a pager shop in another, we had a Blockbuster type video rental store in another. What the hell else was in there? Oh, we had a laundromat that became ours. And so the 6th one was empty. And I told my father, I said, hey, instead of you selling the appliances out of the garage, why don't we put them in the empty storefront? And I'll come in the morning and sell stuff before I go to school, because I didn't have to go to school until my first class didn't start till 9:15 a.m. I went to a college preparatory school, and I didn't have to be in school until 9:15 a.m. That was first class. And then I got out of school early for work study. And so I would get out of school at like 1:15. So I would go to, my father had a regular job. I would come in, I would work on the fridges, I would clean the fridges, I would work on the washers and dryers, I would clean the washers and dryers, and I would sell them, especially in the morning. I would sell them to the contractors. The Polish guys would come in, and they would come in and buy fridges and stuff like that for me in the morning, and go, and then I would lock up, catch the Madison Street bus down to school, go to school, and then I would finish up, leave early for work study, go back, open up again, and then I would stay there until my father got off of work, and then he would come in, and then he would go out on calls, because I was just 15. He would go out on calls, and I would be there at the store, and then when he was done with calls, he would come back, and then I would go home. But a lot of other people have very different situations. The majority of people don't go to HVAC training of any type. All right. So El Tida says, bro, I use an analog stubby R290, doesn't have access valves for probes until you tap them in. That is not true. That is not true. Quite a few brands put access ports on them. Everest has access ports on them from the factory. And Onera very often has access probes on them. I've done lives where I show you walking into the warehouse, and I show you walking up to it, and I show taking off the back panel, and I show that there are probes on them from the factory. So most manufacturers don't, like True doesn't, and I know the stuff the stuff you're working on doesn't, but there are manufacturers that have probes on them from the factory. I don't have to put any taps on them. That's janky to not have training, bro. You're rare. No, I'm not. You're rare for that, but you have tons of experience. Yeah, because I've been doing this since I was 15 years old, back when people were using R12. El Tilda says, can't do fancy jump shots without learning fundamentals. But the layup has always worked. Magic Johnson, Herb, the layup. What fancy shots? What they used to do back when they used to have the shorts and the short shorts and the Converse All Stars and bruh, the layup. They just used to do layup. They didn't used to do no fancy shots. They used to do layup. We didn't have vacuum pumps back in the day. Vacuum pump is a new thing. It's a new thing. We didn't have recovery machines. Recovery machines are a new thing. We didn't have any of that. It was all sweep charges. Back in the day, the refrigerators didn't even have heaters, bro. They didn't have heaters. You have no idea the history of the business. So it was a lot of time delay, defrost, hot gas, defrost, and a lot of manual defrost stuff. When I first started, everything was manual defrost. You got to realize when I first started, right, in the 90s, stuff was just now breaking down from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Why? Because things were engineered to last 30, 40 years before failure. Now they're not designed to last 30, 40 years, design obsolescence. But back in the day, they would only break down the stuff from the 60s and 70s was only then breaking down when I was 15 years old in 92. So the things that you know now is not what it used to be. Like I said, back in the day, people in the 80s, they didn't have cell phones, right? NorCal Dave talk about that all the time, where he used to have the pager. And they would, you get a call and they would hit you on the pager. People used to advertise their pager number in the classifieds for service calls. You need me, page me. I will call you back. Lickety split. Page me. I got a new SkyTel pager. Page me. That's how, page me 911. Page me 411. And I will call you back right away. Because I know it's an emergency with your fridge. That's how it was in the 90s, because a phone call was like $3 a minute or some crazy shit like that, with the bag phone, with a Motorola bag phone. That's how it was. So Alex Tech said, Kibiro talking to Alex says, you are in the right place. I was in the same position 3 years ago. If you go through Mike's old videos, he went over the equipment and tools you need. Yeah, in the very first videos, I went over fittings and hoses and gauges and stuff like that. If you go all the way back, I've deleted hundreds of videos, but if you go back, those videos are there. And I deleted a lot of old videos just so it makes it easier for you to go back and find those. But just go back to the beginning, when I used to do show and tell on the dining room table when my wife wasn't around. But yeah, bro, I am self-taught. I'm self-taught on everything. Everything. Shoot, what was I gonna show you guys? The hell was I gonna show you guys? But yeah, this is a place for new. That's why it's called new to commercial. This is a place for you if you're new. I try to talk about business opportunities for existing people, because I know that this stuff is rudimentary, especially talking about like this wireless gauge, and it's got R600. It's got R600. It's 454C, 454B. So it's already got R454B in it. It's got 454A. It's got 458. So it's got 458 already programmed into it. If you're on the if you're still doing residential, it's still got R500 programmed into it for those Samsung units. And then here's 407C. So it's got 407C in it. That's what brother Frank was talking about. He was asking about the 407C. If you just so happen to run across the 12 is in there. R11 is flush. 22, 32. It's all right there. And where's the 290? There's the 290. So 407C is there, 290. All the 407s, 454. Where is it? Where the hell is that 414? And then 410A. Where the hell is 410A? 410A is there. So you're covered with the ELITAC. And then even if you want to do some for the cars, if you want to do an Audi, there's the R1234YF or your wife's Mercedes. But here are the wireless ones. And for $200, man, you can't beat that. You can't beat that for 200. For $200. Free shipping. Yeah. So like I said, it's like $100 each one. Well, no, that's $50 each one because you're getting 4 pieces. You're getting 4 pieces. You're gonna have to pay sales tax, but you get free shipping. You're gonna get free shipping. 1 year warranty. It's already and you get the hoses. You get hoses and you get all the other attachments. Yeah, you can't be. Oh, come with a T. Oh, man, that's nice. Come with a T. So Brother Frank says, good thing is once you learn it, there's no limit to the opportunity available to you. And that's true. Once you learn it, there's no, luckily we're going to be dealing with this for the foreseeable future. Back to some stability. With the 410A, 404, 134A, 290, 600. Ugh. And in Brother Frank's case is, some 407C and stuff like that. It is what it is, man. So, Kabiru, ask your questions, man. Chime on in. And Alex, ask your questions. Because Alex, you've actually been around for a while. You've been around for a couple of years. If I can remember correctly. Hold on 1 second. You've been around for some time. Damn. All right. Let's say it together. Okay. So we are all good. I just had to go onto the YouTube side and add some stuff. All right. Oh, it's about a year and a half. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Compared to like Amazon and all the other stuff, this is buying from ELITAC directly. It has all the refrigerants because I know you had mentioned to me, that so one of what you had bought didn't have a type of gas that you had needed, but this has got everything and it's got hoses. Granted, they're long hoses. My advice would be to get some low loss fittings. They come with tees. They come with tees and with hoses. And so my advice is to get like anti-blowback and sorry to hear about that health issue. Man. But so you can get a T. So just a small adjustment with that, right? So you can get a T. And with the T, you could one fitting, you could hook up your hose, so you can add refrigerant. The other T, you can screw on your wireless probe. And if you want to get fancy with it, you could put on low loss fittings. Another thing you could do is you could do the valve core remover. It's actually time for me to get a new valve core remover. Now, this is a little more expensive. You know, you go with your Appian or your Yellow Jacket, whichever flavor that you savor, neighbor. I repeat, I do not suggest that you skimp with this. My suggestion when you go with a valve core remover is you go with best of breed. Valve core removers can be a little frustrating. Valve core removers can leak. You want a valve core remover that is completely rebuildable. I mean, this thing is holding back your whole charge. The benefit about using a valve core remover with doing everything is simply this, is that you don't have to make any modifications. The valve core remover closes off the refrigerant from leaving the system. The valve core remover allows you to remove the valve core, so now you can close off the system, or you can go in there, take out the valve core, you can close off the system, you can do an evacuation. No. You see, you're missing the point, El. It is a shutoff valve. It is a shutoff valve. Hold on here. Hold on.
You're not listening to me. Well, if you listen, I'm gonna tell you, right?
It is a shutoff valve. A valve core remover is a shutoff valve. Let me show you. Let me show you something. So there is a shutoff valve. That is what you do when you remove the core. The valve core, the Schrader core, is the only thing holding back the refrigerant. And so you have to close off the system. The valve core remover allows you to remove the valve core while it's still inside the body of the valve core remover. Then you could shut it. You could shut off the flow of refrigerant. While it's off, you can then unscrew the back end, and now you can remove the valve core. Right? So technically you're supposed to replace the valve core anytime you touch it, is technically what you're supposed to do. Anytime you go in the system, you're supposed to remove the valve core, technically. And I carry a lot of them. Whether or not I use them or not, I carry a lot of them. No. You can't use it. You don't understand. You don't understand. You cannot use a shutoff valve with a valve core remover. You can't. It's not. The rear of the unit has to come off. That part screws on and off. The whole backside. If you look at each and every one of them, the backside comes apart. And you are now able to remove the core. You've also closed off the system. So this is the new NAVAC one. You're now closed off the system. Now, once you've closed off the system, you're able to go ahead and let me put myself back on here. You're able to, of course, you're able to go and put another core in there. But now, once you have zero restriction in access to your system, now you can recover the refrigerant without the straighter core in the way. So now you don't have a restriction in there. So you're able to do a recovery a lot faster, a whole hell of a lot faster. You're able to recover that. And at the same time, you can then close it off again. Once you recover, now you can close it off. You could disconnect your hoses. You can do whatever you want to do. Then you could hook up your hoses to your vacuum. And now you can start to vacuum the system if that is something that you want to do. Or you could purge the system, cut the evaporator out, cut the condenser coil out. You can do whatever the hell you want to do now because you got the straighter core out. And you will have no problem. I mean, when you buy a real one, I bought the damn clip light. That was a nightmare. I had bought 2 clip lights. I don't even see them advertise that damn clip light valve core remover anymore. That thing was a freaking that was a disaster. I like my Appions. I've had them for many, many years. Would I buy another Appion? I can't say that I would. I cannot say that I would buy another set of Appions. They are fully rebuildable. I think I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna try the JBs. I think I'm gonna try them. I think I'm gonna give it a try. One of the most important parts of the valve core removal tool is the extraction tool of the valve core remover. One of the major issues I had with the clip light unit is that it was advertised that it magnetically grabbed the straighter valve core and it held on to it as you removed it, but it didn't. Appian also promised that their extraction tool would give you greater traction on it, which it does. Let me make myself bigger for this, and then I'll address that. It does. Caveat to this situation is there's a learning curve that takes place with the Appian. There's a learning curve that takes place with the clip light, which I don't know if they even make it anymore. If you screw on the valve core remover too tight, the gasket will bow. The gasket will bow, and it will crush inward. And as you're pulling that extraction tool through, and you have the straighter valve core on the end, it will rub up against the gasket in your valve core remover, and it'll knock it off. It'll knock it off of the hook, off the extraction tool. And then you got it in there loose, and you gotta push it back on there. you got a 50-50 chance you might be able to rehook it. Other times you end up just opening up that shutoff valve and just shooting that damn valve core out of there. It is what it is. But you have to learn that you cannot tighten it up too much, because then the gasket gets in the way and it prevents you from removing the actual thing that you're there to do. Tragic. But let me see what this question is. Let's see what this question. Are the valve core? Yeah, that's what you're looking at right now. Do you have any brand? Oh, Jesus Christ. That's what we're, Alex, that's what we're going through right now. That's what we're more durable to avoid a callback. Valve core has nothing to do with callback. Valve core has absolutely nothing. Valve core is a tool. Let me put myself back on here. Valve core is a tool that you're using. You don't leave it on the system. It's a tool used to gain access to your refrigerant system, whether it be the low side or the high side. There's only one size of access. So when you go to the store and you buy it, I've got it for you right here on the screen. This is the size. The other sizes are going to be for mini splits. So everything is the same size. They're all the same size. They're all the same size on a regular refrigeration system. It doesn't matter if you're dealing with a walk-in. Doesn't matter if you're dealing with a merchandiser or it's all the same size. See, designed to L to the, specifically designed to valve off the system. So you don't put on another shutoff valve on top of a shutoff valve. No. See, so right here, it has an O-ring. So when you tighten that sucker up too tight on some of the other brands, the O-ring will flex inward and it will prevent you from doing what you're actually there to do. Now, do we have anything else? Is there anything else?
But you got to have vision.
Anything. Oh, damn. I don't know why I took off my damn reading glasses just to see what the hell you guys typed. So Alex says, you got the part about the tool. You mentioned changing the cores every time you play with the core. I was asking the actual core brand. No. Everybody makes a core. So it's all going to depend on your it's a slow leak is something that you don't want, but a broken valve core is something that you really don't want. That is not a good day. Then you got to pull out the valve core remover tool and all that other bullshit. Everybody makes one. Here, let me show you. These are all things that you should be talking to your local supply house about at Baker, Johnstone, Johnson Supply. These are all things that you need to be going over there and talking to them, and they will explain all it. See, here's the so this is what it looks like. This is what the back end part of the valve core remover looks like, and that everything rests on on the phone. Everything rests on that little channel right there. If it's right on there. No, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do until it has nothing to do with 290. This has absolutely nothing to do with 290. A valve core is in 454B. Valve core is in R32. Valve core is in ammonia. Valve core is in 600. 407C it has nothing to do with the refrigerant, brother. It's in every system. And you're actually supposed to remove the valve core and you're supposed to replace it. All right. So I carry around a whole bunch of them. So you're actually supposed to remove them. There are situations that might come about. So here's a valve core. That is the valve core. And so it's got a little sleeve on it. It's got a little yeah, there's Untamed Kango. There, thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
This guy gets it.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Well, if you listen, I'm gonna tell you, right?
Valve stems tend to leak when the most valve caps are when valve caps are left off, and to the elements right now. That's on the condenser unit on the outside. This will also happen on the evaporator and the walk-in. You will also have deteriorate the rubber, but this also happens like you have a burnout. This also happens, you'll have some asshole that'll go in there and they'll over tighten and think they're doing something, and they'll break the damn tip off of the valve core, and they're already done. So what? It got broken. You only need to depress it if you're going to go ahead and add refrigerant or remove refrigerant. So there are going to be times when you're going to need a valve core remover. You're going to need tools. But yes, it's my advice to each and every one of you is to have a valve core remover and use the valve core remover to hook up to the system. And then you hook up your wireless gauges to the valve core remover. And so you could use the anti-blowback fitting, in front of the valve core remover, and that way you're loaded for bear. You're all set for everything. So if it's a case where you need to get in there, because wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute, hold on, whoa. So wait a minute, L to the. You mean to tell me you out here running vacuums and you got the valve core depressors in there?
You're not rich. Blame yourself.
Wait a minute. How you supposed to run successful businesses? And you wait a minute. You're running. What? Wait a minute. You're not, brother. What? Wait a minute. You're not removing. You're running vacuums, and you're not removing the cores. Oh, that's right, because you haven't gotten to the point in your cycle yet where you have to go back on your equipment because you've only been in the game for less than a year. So it's not like you put a system together 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and now you're back to change the evaporator. Okay. All right. Yeah. Because I'm like, whoa. Wait a minute. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, the cycle of life is this. You get a unit, you're taking care of it. Especially R290, it's going to develop holes on the evaporator. It doesn't make a difference if it's going to be True, Continental, Norlake, Delfield. You are going to have holes in the evaporator. Everybody's going to have it. So you're going to have to come to a time where you're going to, like Eltada said, you're going to go ahead and put access ports on the unit. You're going to go ahead and cut out the evaporator. You're going to go ahead and braze in a new evaporator, braze in the access ports. You're going to have to gas it up. And then fast forward, say another 5 years go by, that evaporator that you've changed 5 years ago also ends up like Swiss cheese. And you got to do the same damn process all over again. It is what it is. It's the cycle of life. And this time you better hope and pray that you don't have contaminants in the system eating up your compressor, causing acid in your compressor. So it is, Eltada says he's new money. Oh God. All right. Eltada, brother, you're not going to remove a valve core while it's full of refrigerant. The valve core remover is for when it's full of refrigerant. They don't need the wireless gauges on the system that has no refrigerant. The whole purpose of putting the valve core remover on there is because there's refrigerant in there. There's gold in them there hills, brother. You're not going to pull out a valve core on a unit that's under pressure. Valve core is a shutoff. Valve core is a removal tool. Valve core is also a T. Also, so it's those 3 things in one single device. And so if you hook it up on the high and low side, and here's the trick. Here's the trick on the high side. So you don't have to have the anti-blowback, the low loss fittings. You could actually go in there, remove the valve core, pull it out, and then you can hook up your hoses, or you put leave it off, and then you can get your pressures, and then when you're done, you can go ahead and put the valve core back or put a new one in there. So you don't need the low loss fittings on the high side if you're going to use the valve core remover. So it is a very, in my opinion, it is a very important tool, and you only need to hook up once. You only need to hook up with the valve core remover at one time. So now you don't have to unhook and hook this up and put the hose on and put the gauge on. No. You hook up the valve core remover. You can take out the valve core. You can have your hoses hooked up to it. You have your gauges hooked up to it. You have your pressures. If you want to pull a vacuum, if you want to recover, you can recover. If you want to pull a vacuum, you can pull a vacuum. You are set. You are ready to rock and roll. And now once you pull the vacuum, you could test and make sure what your micron readings are. You can making sure that it's holding in the vacuum. And you never have to hook up anything else to that unit. So that is just one of the things that I advise. So you get a valve core remover and be done with it. Get the valve core remover and just rock like that. Go with JB, go with Yellow Jacket, go with, which is Appion. Appion is fully rebuildable. When you buy the Appions, they come with O-rings. All the supply houses sell replacement O-rings. JB, all of them, they sell replacement O-rings. They are very inexpensive. No, I just explained to you. You don't. Oh God, I just explained to you. Brother. You only have to hook up once. Your wireless gauges hook up to to the valve core remover. Everything hooks up to the valve core remover. Take the valve core out. You got your pressures right there. You're good to go. And you actually don't even have to pull out. You don't have to pull out the valve core. You can actually push in, right? So you could actually take the valve core remover. You can push in. You'll get your readings from your wireless probe to your phone, to a tablet, whatever. Or you can take the valve core out. But once you hook up, you don't have to do anything else. You haven't used one, so you're oh damn, you can't even see me. You haven't used one, so you're not aware of it, but it is truly very, very straightforward, and it's just the way to go. It's just the way to go. But you will, once you start running through your cycles, you're gonna get it. You're gonna start to understand. It sounds like it's extra work, but it really isn't. You're actually saving yourself extra work is what you're doing. You're actually saving yourself extra work. Or maybe I should do, all right, let me do this. So here are the O-rings. Damn it. Hold on 1 second. No. Yellow jacket. Yellow jacket. See, so they're like $10. $10 for a pack of these O-rings. Then you also have the other ones. They look like see, 1/4-inch O-rings for couplers, vacuum pumps, flexible hoses. These are the ones I'm talking about right here. So you got these, okay, gaskets. Replacement gaskets and O-rings. So here's what you need. These are all your different replacements, and they go inside your hoses. Bro, use them for hotel walk-ins and real. Wait a minute. Why would you use wait a minute. Why would you use, that doesn't make any sense. You don't use it. No, brother. No, hold on, man. No. All right, that don't make any sense, man. Why the hell would you use a valve core remover on a walk-in? They use king valves. There is no valve core there. What? There is no valve core. They use king valves. So the only place you're going to find a valve core is at the evaporator on the inside. The condenser is going to use king valves on those units. You don't use one on that. There isn't one on that, brother. There isn't one. Right, yeah. See, untango, man. Untango. Yeah, he knows, because it's like I'm spinning into the wind. Right, because you pull a vacuum because you don't have a restriction. There's no one in the world that's going to tell you to pull a vacuum with the straighter cores in it. No one anywhere will ever. If they did tell you that, they're not going to admit it to anybody else. They might tell it to you. Be like, man, he told me that to pull it with the straighter cores in them. Oh man, I ain't never tell you that. Oh hell no, man, you misunderstood me. No one is going to tell you to pull a vacuum with the cores in them. Nobody, no one. On the on the evaporator section on the walk-ins, they have low side access. They have a straighter core on the inside on the evaporator. Yes, they have one. But on the condenser, they have king valves on the condenser. No straighter valves. They use king valves. And you need your tool. So what's the name? I'm gonna show you that tool right now for the king valves. I don't pull it out unless it's actually needed. Never to check pressures. I hear they are needed sometimes. Brother. I don't think you understand what they are. I don't think you understand what they are. King valve wrench. So this is the king valve wrench. So when you're working on a walk-in, you're gonna need these. I sometimes use my hex. I have a hex tool set from Milwaukee, and I'll use that in place of it. Yeah, brother, but you cannot remove the valve core remover is for when it's under pressure, not when it's empty. When it's under pressure, you are not going to take the valve core stem off of a unit that has a full charge in it. You're not going to do that. So if you're working, let's just say it's an ice machine. You're working on an ice machine and you need to see some Manitowoc and you need to see what the charge is. They tell you to pull the charge. Well, you can go in there with the valve core removers. You can go ahead and hook up, use a recovery machine, pull that charge, weigh the charge, see if it's correct. If it's correct, put the charge back in there. Now you know it's not an improper charge. Now you know it's not overcharged, it's not undercharged. So now you're looking at something else. You're looking at that compressor, low compression. You're looking at TXV. You're looking at solenoids. But you are never going to pull the straighter out of a unit that's fully charged. No, brother, you need a valve core remover. No, brother. No, brother. You're not gonna. No. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that, brother. So this is what you stick into king valve. All right, this is what we're gonna do. Whose video is this?
This restaurant's website was built in 5 minutes, and this one was built in 5 weeks. Which one do you think performed better? Ouch. Hate to break it to you, but
there's no way in hell he's turning on a
full
charge unit, bro.
Your website's only job.
You would have a story to tell. You would have a story to tell. Fair use.
Or like the features on each one and why I bought most of them. The field piece is the only one that I got sent out to me. I've worked with field piece in the past. I've used them for 17 years. It is what it is. I bought so much field piece stuff, and I got a couple things from them. But this is a comparison video of me trying to pull out Schraders under pressure. Now it's going to be in a tested environment only because I don't have a call for it yet, a service call. If you guys want to go check out Curtis, HVAC guy, he's used it on a couple of AC units. Sides, that's where it's settling at 155.
Oh, that's Elitech too. That's Elitech. Oh,
I threw some on the suction, some on the high side, just so that we can try both. I'm more concerned with doing a straight up extraction of the Schrader. We got all of our cores here, or core removal tools here. So I got all the ends, the grabbers, the pullers, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And then I have the
Appian.
Opponents, the challengers, we're gonna see. I got
He's got 2 Appian.
Appian, AccuTools, JB Industries, and the newest field piece. I got the VC2G, which is my personal favorite. And we're gonna see how they do, how they grab. They're all different. If you even just look at the pullers themselves, if you
Yeah.
look down in there, I'll show a detailed video on each one of them,
Really get to
so
it.
you guys can see the go down. And then at this point, you're just pulling it out. So all you're gonna do is unscrew. I already seated it because when you put it down,
Yes.
and you're putting the puller in there, it has to sit a certain way. So it's gonna drop, and then you're gonna twist it, and you might feel it drop again once it's on the actual shredder. So we are locked in right there. I can feel it.
Yep.
And then we're just gonna remove
and be done with it, brother. And then you be done with it. It's not actually.
And I'm assuming we got it out.
Yes.
Close it off.
Yeah. Yes. That it does.
Nothing.
Oh,
right?
he in my opinion,
I'm gonna try it again.
It up. That's the Appian. That's what I have.
And some people have sworn by this one, but it's hit or miss for me.
I do. It's because
so we got it again.
Has it too
I
tight.
can hear it. It's clicking. It's
he has
pulling
it too tight. He has to loosen up the bottom fitting.
And still nothing.
Because the gasket is.
So I'm not able to get it out.
And
the other thing, I'm not going to show it here, but if you
yes,
you know, if you have it stuck in there, you're gonna have it open, release the pressure really quick, be safe, get out of the way, warn anybody, and it's gonna shoot it out like a projectile.
Yeah,
I've done that plenty of times, and this is giving me some flashbacks. So let's put that back in.
Oh, L to the oh Lord.
All right, it's tight.
Oh God.
So
yeah, so what do you?
That's why I'm showing it in an upright angle.
There's various.
The Appian is not able to get that shredder out, and that is because this relies on the it relies to grab on the end.
So, like I said before, the trick to that Appian unit is to not over tighten the initial connection down at the actual,
not the stem,
at the
little end piece right there, and it doesn't really hold on to it.
God.
So not the best for replacing a leaking shredder valve. Now the rest of these do have, there's going to be a hole in there to where it's actually grabbing the shredder. So let me get this one. This is the AccuTools VCRT. So we're going to put this one on.
No, see, L to
and we're going to put our puller in.
Once you hook up that, like I said,
everything's already open, so we're just going to go for it.
It's 3 tools in one.
You can hear it that it clicked in.
It's a T.
I think I had good luck with this one. Hopefully, we'll see right now.
Yo, it's a T. It's a valve.
So spin it several times. I will say all of these, except for the last one, it's going to hurt your thumb or it's going to wear out your glove, depending on what you wear.
Because
so this one,
I'm not gonna go into the system.
Got it out, no problem.
I'm gonna be.
This is the one that I was using for a good while.
I'm gonna be adding refrigerant.
And we got the shredder out because it does actually hold on to it. I said
before, you can just push in, and then you can get your reading.
That's a win for AccuTools. We're gonna put it back in.
You could add refrigerant. You can pull the charge out.
Personally, never had an issue with it. It's just I wanted to try the Appian one. Wrong way. So I ended up buying those because I just like the way they were built a little bit better.
Yeah, you can rebuild the
Appian. So AccuTools
for years
is a good one,
but it's a trick tool.
And again, it's just the design of the puller. I'm surprised Appian doesn't use that.
It's not the puller.
That way to grab them. It depends on grabbing the the body, the little thin piece right there. So it depends on that thin, jagged edge there instead of the stem.
Yeah.
Which sometimes the stems are broken, but
Yes.
stuff happens.
See,
So the next one we have
Now the
up
stems are
is
broken.
JB Industries. I don't know if I can show it there, but they have a unique one to where
I can't be the only person who didn't know what a KPI was. Here's a common misconception. A lot of people think KPIs are just numbers.
Well, let's see if we can get that.
Okay, I didn't know if it was marked. It's marked on the side, open, closed. The lever's a little different.
We'll probably do some YouTube.
It's a little bit sleeker. You might have issues with it,
commercial for y'all.
but got it on there. We have a Schrader here anyway, but this is a sliding port. Slide it in to open, I believe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a micron gauge out here, sliding this piece down, it doesn't go over the port or anything. It's just a small little travel.
Oh shoot!
Gives you pressure this way, and then if you close it by pulling on it, you don't get any pressure. You can take this off or leave it on there, and then when you charge up your system, you're not contaminating your micron gauge.
Oh, shoot.
So this one again does have a puller, has a slide valve, pretty sleek. I think that body is pretty small, and they give you a torque end right here. All right, so I'm pretty sure this one's going to do well as well if it's utilizing the same.
Yo, I can't believe what time it is. I am so sorry. I have to go. I gotta go pick up these damn groceries from the store. I already pre-ordered them and everything else like that. I gotta pick up these damn groceries. I'd like to thank you all for coming, being here with me, being involved, being active on this YouTube channel. I really do appreciate you all being here. Thank you for for commenting. Good, bad, or indifferent. I love it. We need to have it. People need to know both sides. Is the stuff necessary? Is it not? And it's helping draw people out to let them know, hey, look, yes, this is what's going on. These are things that happen, So yeah, the low loss fitting is a completely different thing. Oh, sure, no problem, Alex. The low loss fitting, right? So you're just going in, but if I have an issue, if I'm going in and I got an issue with a system, if I'm loaded for bear, I'm going to go in and put it in an evaporator or put it in a compressor. I know it's something like that. I'm just going to go in because I got to remove, especially if I got to remove going to pull a vacuum or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to go in and do all that stuff, brother. That's just you like you said before, man. You ain't even been in the system a year. You haven't even been doing this a year yet. Wait till you start working on the stuff that you started working with, right? I know it sounds weird the way I said it, but what I mean is the initial equipment you're working on is going to have its full life cycle. We are here in the South. Who is that gave the L to the, yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. No, the valve stem remover is on the cap. It's on the cap, brother. Valve stem removers on, man, you gonna make me miss all damn groceries. Valve stem removers are on the cap. Hold on, let me show you. It doesn't really cost you that much more to get the valve stem. So every single HVAC valve stem, every single one of them that I buy comes with, see like this, every single one of them I buy comes with a remover. I don't buy them unless they come with a remover. every single one comes with a remover. Every one of your parts houses, they sell them. They sell them like that. You can get them with the remover caps. See, you can get them with the caps. And so only time you will ever find me with, only time you'll ever find that I don't have valve core removers on my access straighters is that they were out. So they got to be out. But every single one of mine has those caps. And you can actually use the entire straighter valve with the cap on it as a tool. You don't have to just use the cap. You could actually use the entire thing as a tool. So, and it's, as you can see, you can buy them for $12. It's not expensive. They're not very expensive. They're not very expensive at all.
Hints of fresh leather, bold new features. Get paired with our newest fleet yet.
Dude, guess how much it cost me to make sure my family gets $1 million if something ever happens. You'll never guess.
So at some point in time when you're working with the unit, you're going to have an issue with these valve cores leaking. And typically I like to replace them at least every 5 years. Sometimes they're in good shape and all you got to do is simply use a valve core tool like this, and you can put this tool in, and you can tighten it or you can loosen it. You never want to pull that valve core out while the system is charged because you're going to lose all the refrigerant out to that port. So that's going to be a big issue. Yeah. Let's say that this valve core is in bad shape. We can use a tool like this. This tool is going to be used for many things, but it's also going to be used for replacing valve stems or valve cores. So we're just going to thread this tool on.
There's the Appian. But yo, yeah, everybody uses it, bro. Everybody uses it. You'll get there. You'll get there. But yo,
now the tool is threaded on. Nothing's happening. What we're going to do is make sure this end cap is tight. And I'm going to go ahead and take this off so you can see what it looks like. And right here, all this is the valve core tool, just exactly like this one was.
Yes.
What we're going to do is put this back on. So our tool is attached and our valve is open. No refrigerant's coming out because our valve core is inside. What we are going to do is push this valve in and we're going to lock it onto that valve core or that valve stem. Now I'm holding it with one finger and I'm twisting it with the other. As I'm twisting this, I'm unscrewing that valve core out of the system.
We got Brother Frank. Thank you, Brother Frank. Thank you very much, Brother Frank. But yo, I do have to go. I ordered the groceries and the store closes in 30 minutes. So I would stay here with you guys and chop it up a little bit longer, but that's just not going to happen tonight. So I'd like to thank you all for being here, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.
What we do here is go back.